Hello there, my name is Matt Baker, and this is my presentation for the multimedia class final, where we're asked to develop to some degree an app and present on it. So that's what I'm doing here. The app I've created is called Weatlh Power. It's a financial tracker app. Just a couple qualifications. These are probably not even necessary, but I think it's it's worth saying that I'm not an app developer exactly. I'm a designer, so some of this is going to be sort of contrived. Some of it is going to be, there's going to be gaps in this. If this were a project for an actual client, I think there would be additional work to be done. So I'm sort of qualifying what I'm presenting as, I don't want to say, well, there may be parts where it's incomplete, but I think I suspect the point of the class is to kind of evaluate how we can design content and put it together in a sort of convincing way. Not that we're actually pitching an app. So, okay. With that out of the way, let's get into it. So what is Weatlh Power? This is an app that I've developed. It's a simple, easy to use tool that helps track and manage expenses and build wealth. Now, there's a lot of different apps out there on the market that do similar things, if not the same thing. I think what sets it apart is not just the interface, which I think is very clean and easy to use, but it actually becomes a part of your daily activity of wealth building, right? Other apps that I've seen out there are very powerful. They're almost too powerful. They are bringing together, they're syncing up with your bank and kind of just tracking automatically where your money is going. And there's value in that. And people, people use those apps. I've used them in the past before. In my own experience, they're not as powerful because you can sort of forget about them. They're automatic. They run in the background and you sort of check in on them just to see, oh, how am I doing? Am I doing well? Am I not doing well? But it's those gaps in between checking in on the app that you're not developing and cultivating real habits for building wealth, right? You're not sort of checking in throughout the day after day. How am I doing, right? So it's about, this is not really a great marketing exactly, but the idea is to sort of develop a discipline around this. I know that for some people that can be a dirty word, but with anything else, when you're trying to make gains, incremental gains, discipline is the way to go. Whether you're a musician, you have to practice. If you're an artist, you have to put in the time, the whole 10,000 hours thing. So, yeah, I think that kind of gets to that point. Okay. So how does it work? It's pretty simple. Once you launch the app, it's going to ask you to enter in some basic information about your income and about your expenses, and there's different spaces here for you to do that. And then it'll sort of auto-populate all of that stuff for you as time goes on. Of course, you can make changes as you go. If you get receive additional income throughout the month, you just add it in, and it will track everything for you. Okay. And again, you can make these adjustments as you go. So that will apply as well to how you allocate your funds. So the first step is to enter what you have and enter in your income. The second step is to allocate, where do you want your money to go, right? And there's some different categories that the app will walk you through. And here's over here, this screenshot on the left. These are the sort of recommended allocations, and you can adjust these based on your specific needs. And you can see essential living expenses. Most people, this is their their big thing throughout the month: food, rent, things like that. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory what you see there. And there's a sort of I don't know if you call it info. I guess it would be an infographic there at the top, and that sort of adjusts as you make these changes, so you can kind of see what slice of the pie you are allocating a certain percentage of your total income towards. And then you get into the nitty-gritty of where you want to be saving, right? And see, these are some of the different. This is where you get into actually building wealth, right? So it's not just about tracking expenses. That's one part of it, but the idea of it is to build wealth. It's wealth power, right? So it's to sort of gain control over your income, over your expenses, and to gain control over your spending habits. And that's why it's important that this is the kind of app that you sort of check in with daily, right? It becomes part of your routine. Okay, let's see what else we got here. This screen gives you sort of an at a glance overview of all of your income, expenses, and savings. As you start to use the app, these different fields will reflect where you are with those kinds of things. And again, these are all completely adjustable as you go. And this will give you, the app will send you notifications reminding you to check in. And you can set those in different ways. You can set them hourly, you can set them daily. Little reminders to yourself that don't become a burden, but become part of the process of sort of cultivating a mindfulness and empowering you to take charge of your financial situation. And then there's this sort of just a quick balance sheet that you can look at. That's it. It's a pretty simple app. It's deceptively simple. It does require, I think, to get the most use out of it, it requires, as I've been saying, some ongoing, regular engagement with it, right? Trying to develop habits. Again, this isn't the sort of thing, I'm not sure if I want to market it in that particular way, but then again, it might be I'm just thinking of this now, it might be of value to sort of be clear about that so people can understand the best way to use this app and to get the most out of it. Anyway, that's the whole idea. I'm sure there's something I'm leaving out. Let's see, wrap up. Yeah, it'll be available for Apple and Android and will be updated like any decent app will be. The cost, offering it free for 90 days, right? Get people a chance to really become familiar with its value. And if they decide at the end of that 90 days that it's not for them, then there's no risk to them. They've lost nothing. At that point, I think it would be $10.99 for 12 months or $1.50 per month for a subscription cost. And that's it. I'm not sure what else to say about it. I apologize for this hastily thrown together presentation. Maybe I should have scripted some things out. But I think you get the idea of what we're getting at here. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye.